Inside we have the team Noah Walker, Syed, and Dylan Donegan. We saw earlier them play. Sayed's Humans deck did not fare particularly well against Ben Nikolic. So I gotta assume, Ryan, you like the team on the left, Marx, Krysiak, and Marx. 4-color Grixis and Grixis.
4-color featuring Grixis.
Yeah, it's just all Grixis.
I'm about this.
They're the Grixis team. Turn 1, Noah with Delver of Secrets. And that is quite the artist mod he has on it. Full arted it.
That is neat.
I like that. And Deathrite Shaman from Brian.
Cool Brainstorm altar,
yeah,
too.
It's going to be Force of Will pitching Brainstorm to counter the Deathrite Shaman from Noah. Spell Pierce will flip the Delver into Insectile Aberration. And that'll swing across for 3, Brian down to 17, and Noah's going to Wasteland him off. This feels like you're playing against Teamer Delver, goodness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a great start.
You don't see this as often, where it's just free spell, Wasteland.
Mm-hmm. It's just been harder. Yeah, if that Deathrite Shaman resolved, there'd be nothing going on. But the Force of Will on that, it's an aggressive use of Force of Will, but it's stopping Marx from playing the game.
Yeah, and Noah's got everything. Spell Pierce on your Ponder, second Wasteland on your land, go, hit you for 3.
Love it.
This is, Noah's does not want his opponent playing any kind of Magic.
And this 4-color control deck, it's doing a lot of stuff that takes more than 1 land to set up.
Yeah, it's got Baleful Strix, Leovold.
Couple Kess Dissident Mage. This is a slower deck, and it does not have much time to recover.
He doesn't even have 4 Fatal Pushes. He's playing 3 push 2 Kolaghan's Command.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to try to Brainstorm his way out. I just expect Noah to daze here or something, the way this game's been going.
Maybe Brian even just Brainstorm locks himself.
Oh. You've seen this movie before. That's exactly what happened. Untaps here with the Insectile Aberration. 3 more, Brian down to 10.
Yeah.
Third Wasteland!
This is definitely one of my favorites. This is like the Rocky IV of Legacy matches. Just haymakers the whole time.
Here we go, down to 7. Oh, you're out of lands. All right, I'm going to keep hitting you.
Yeah. You know, block this one with your face again? All right, take 3.
Come on, fourth Wasteland. Let's do it. I want to see the 4th Wasteland. Come on, Noah, make it happen.
At least
you hit him down to 1 and fucking bolt him. Good, game. 1-0.
Great. That's just good, wholesome magic. Hey, you cast like 3 spells. We had a good game.
Yeah.
To be fair, Noah also only cast like 3 spells. But then also had 3 Wastelands.
Delver Secrets, Force of Will, Spell Pierce.
And Lightning Bolt. Yeah.
And then 3 Wastelands. That's great. Okay. Well, that was cool. Noah's up 1-0. We'll be back with game number 2 in just a minute.
Go. Go.
So back here, player sideboarding here. We're going to look at Brian's Sideboard. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that he should take any card that he can play off one land and board it in.
That's generally going to be true. There's a couple where you're going to miss here, but...
Okay. I mean, it can't be that much to miss. I don't know if I want all these 4-mana things. I don't know. It doesn't seem to want to let me have land.
I wouldn't bring in the Chandra. Let's put it on the list here. We have 3 Red Elemental Blast, 3 Surgical Extraction, 2 Flusterstorm, 2 Thoughtseize, a Chandra Torture Defiance, a Diabolic Edict, a Hymn to Turok, an Invasive Surgery, and a Sylvan Library. So the 3 Red Elemental Blasts, those ones are great.
Yeah. All right, maybe not all the 1-mana ones.
Right. Sometimes you go for Flusterstorm against the fair blue decks. You can counter Brainstorm. You can fight counter wards. Pretty reasonable. Don't hate Thoughtseize here. Diabolic Edict, if you're expecting to play against Terrain Nemesis, that one's pretty good. It answers the 1-mana creatures pretty well as well. You do have to worry about losing the Young Pyromancer, but it does the job a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, Brian's main deck has 2 Kest Dissident Mage, which is a 4-drop, and 2 Jace the Mind Sculptor. There's just no way he can bring that much 4-mana to the fight.
Yeah.
Now on Noah's side, he's got the Cabal Therapies, Flusterstorms, Price of Progress, Pyroblast, Surgical Extraction, Abrade, Diabolic Edict, Dismember, and Engineered Explosives. I'm not sure how much of this he actually likes.
He doesn't need a ton to come in here. You could go for Price of Progress. That's generally going to be more for lands, decks of that nature. Though against 4-color control, you can deal a lot of damage with it if you decide to be the aggressor. Though I'd probably stay away from that. His own Pyroblast. There's a lot of blue spells here. That one's great. Not a lot else going on here.
You should just draw those Wastelands again.
I'm into that.
That's the strategy. Zan Syed takes game 1 over in Modern. Humans up a game on Grixis control.
Wow.
Ryan, Team Grixis, though. It's just all Grixis.
Yeah, the sideboard probably has like 100 removal spells, right?
I mean, that's how Grixis works, right? You have the Grixis
at least
list.
15. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. We got... Oh yeah, he's got some Damnation action.
Oh gosh.
It's actually relatively light, but there is an Anger of the Gods and Engineered Explosives.
Got those counter squalls. I know that you're a big fan of that one.
Yeah, not great against humans, but I do like that it's in the sideboard. Ooh, it's got a weird main deck. A couple Search for Escanta and a Pull from Tomorrow. He's trying to do a Jeskai imitation.
Pull from Tomorrow. That's like the cryptic command that's doesn't gain you life.
The Sphinx's Revelation that doesn't
That's
gain you
I mean
life.
Sphinx's
Yeah.
Revelation doesn't gain you life.
Yep.
He's got 4 cryptic commands.
Oh yeah. Buy you time to find these Damnations post sideboard.
What's the advantage to playing that over playing something like Jeskai?
So I actually, if you're going to go for Search for Escanta, I feel like Jeskai actually executes a bit better.
Yeah.
The big draw to Grixis is Kolaghan's Command, Snapcaster Mage.
All right, so you get Kolaghan's Command to play from playing Black. You get Kolaghan's Command, Tassiger, Fatal Push, but you lose Colonnade.
Celestial Colonnade is actually
yeah.
the biggest thing that you miss on.
Is Colonnade, Path, and Helix?
Yeah, well, like Path and Helix are actually like the bad cards that Jeskai has to play.
Helix is randomly good.
Yes, and it's random. Like the matchup where it's not
bad,
good, it's
yeah.
quite bad. It's just more lava spikes in
But it's
your deck.
really Colonnade. That's the
Yeah, Colonnade's the big draw. Yeah, Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, that's why you want to be
you don't
Grixis,
want
though.
the Creeping Tar Pit's just not doing it for you.
I just stopped even playing that card. It just never crosses the finish line. Sometimes messes up your mana base. I think Creeping Tar Pit should have had Shroud. I think if you give Celestial Colonnade 4 toughness, there's no reason to not give Creeping Tar Pit Shroud.
It's already unblockable. I don't like the unblockable hexproof combination.
No, it's not hexproof. It's Shroud.
Okay.
Shroud's a fair and balanced mechanic. Like Nimble Mongoose isn't
I
even
think
playable.
we also don't make Shroud anymore.
Well, we did when Creeping Tar Pit was made, I think.
Yes. I'm going to get in trouble for saying yes to that until I come up with one.
So this is Zendikar.
Yeah. World Wake.
Yeah, there was
World
that
Wake.
3/2 Jungle Cat.
Yeah, Scythe Leopard.
Yeah.
Scythe Tiger.
Yeah, Scythe Tiger had Shroud.
Scythe Leopard was the
That's the
better one.
Yeah, that's the landfall one from the second Zendikar.
When we returned, the tigers had been replaced by leopards.
The ecosystem in the jungle is constantly in flux.
They're still cats. They're just, instead of stripy cats, they're spotty cats. Yeah, there we go. He's got Shroud. This card's really bad.
Can't argue with that.
Because You first read it and you think it has potential, but it's bad. Turn 1, Delver of Secrets again from Noah. He's on the draw this time, so it's not going to be as much of a jerk as he was last game. 2 fetch lands, both cracked here by Brian. We're not looking at anything like Stifles, right? Noah's, he's not the full teamer deck.
No.
No one, I don't even see people do that anymore.
You don't see too many Stifles. It's gotten a lot worse now that Deathrite Shaman is just ubiquitous.
Yeah. The idea that you're going to stifle days and waste your opponent off the game is just hard.
You just like stifle and waste them, and they can still make mana. It's messed up.
Terminate. Going to go at the Delver of Secrets. Now Noah does play Daze. We'll see if he wants to or can Daze here, but nope, he'll go ahead and bin the 1-drop.
Yeah, you often don't use a protection spell on your threats, in particular against these 4-color control decks where Baleful Strix is a card available to them.
Yeah, that card's just a pain. Noah, main phase, going to crack fetch land here, see what he has on 2. Perhaps Young Pyromancer. Looks like it's just Ponder. Wants to go ahead and crack a fetch land first.
He has another Polluted Delta in his hand, so he likes 2 of these cards. And that's reason enough to keep this Ponder.
Well, some good news for the team Grixis. Kyle Marx in Standard, his Grixis Energy deck does take Game 1 over Dylan Donegan. Delver of Secrets again for Noah. Passes. Brian does have Kolaghan's Command here and draws Baleful Strix.
Both of these are good. You probably just play Strix to play around Daze, though Noah's likely to be lower or off of Daze on the draw.
Yeah, and also I like how he plays the 3rd land first just to play around Daze regardless, so he'll get a card off that, and perhaps multiple cards. Delver of Secrets is not great against Baleful Strix. See, it flips off Brainstorm.
Yeah, once the Strix has resolved, Noah's looking at using something like a Lightning Bolt to remove it. You do go down a card, but can't do anything about that.
Legacy players, pairings are also headed to the pairings board.
Young Pyromancer, play Polluted Delta from Noah.
Pairings for the next round have now been posted.
And yeah, you see he flips into Insectile Aberration, but still not going to attack into the Strix. Does he have a way to remove the 1/1?
I don't know if he does in his hand.
Or just
it's a 4 Lightning Bolt deck.
Okay, so he's waiting for that. So still going to get the card regardless. We see Abrupt Decay shoot at Young Pyromancer. Noah's going to respond. Like to get an Elemental. See a lot going on in Brian's hand. He's got Jace, Leovold, Kolaghan's Command all at the ready.
Yeah, and he has not been wastelanded this game, so shouldn't have much difficulty casting these spells.
Yeah, he just has his cards are just more powerful here.
Yes.
Brainstorm in response to the Abrupt Decay, so an Elemental token. Of course, no one's going to use the Dylan Donegan token. He is playing the event with Dylan Donegan.
Yeah. You don't love casting Brainstorm in response to a spell that you can't counter, but getting that Elemental token is pretty valuable.
So Young Pyromancer's down. Gets token, and Brian passes. We're back over to Noah Walker. He does have the Lightning Bolt, found it, so he bolts away the Strix, swings in for 4. Brian down to 14.
And the mana base here, 2 Underground Seas, Volcanic Island, drops Tropical Island, so can't leave up Red Elemental Blast this turn.
But here's True Name Nemesis, and actually Noah's going to get that one to resolve. That's big here.
And for this 4-color control deck, we're looking at a main deck copy of Toxic Deluge and removing these other creatures and having that sideboard Diabolic Edict.
Yeah, Toxic Deluge here would be very strong. It's going to Brainstorm. He finds Pyroblast, a 2nd Labeled, and a Snapcaster Mage. That's no good. He does have a fetch land in hand, so he can reset off the Brainstorm.
Yeah, but he's drawing to very specific things, and he is under significant pressure. This is a 2-turn clock. The Red Blast can deal with the Insectile Aberration, so that's something. You can also use Kolaghan's Command for that purpose.
50 minutes, you may begin.
With the fetch here, you can get another red source, use the Kolaghan's command, and maybe even take care of the token and then red blast the Insect Elaboration. Be a riskier line. Probably just want to deal with the Delver so you don't play into Daze, though. Can Kolaghan's command down the Aberration and bring back your Baleful Strix?
Yeah, it seems like he'll be able to answer all of the cards on the battlefield here that are not True Name Nemesis. Cast Leovold for the turn. Now he's going to go ahead and red blast away the Insectile Aberration. Passes.
Yeah, Leovold makes it hard for Noah to do much else. There's still the question of can Brian deal with the True Name in the first place?
And Noah's going to make a second True Name, so now we are down to a 2-turn clock. Noah's got some draws to work with here. He will start. Finds Ponder, not bad.
Once you're under the Leovold, if Brian didn't Toxic Deluge last turn, you kind of just got to play into it because a lot of your draws are turned off. No more brainstorming and pondering for Noah.
Brian's going to shuffle. He found 3 lands on top of the deck. He has a Snapcaster Mage in hand to rebuy that Ponder, but he's really looking for Toxic Deluge.
He's going to get a lot of looks, but he only has 1 copy.
And picks up Fatal Push off the Ponder.
That one's not going to do it.
No.
Gotta figure you're going to see Snapcaster Mage here.
Yeah, I think Ponder likely actually better to flashback than Brainstorm at this point.
Yes.
He's just looking for, if you're looking for specifically 1 card.
Ponder lets you look at 3 and then shuffle, so it's technically 4. Also, you're not forced to redraw the cards.
Right. He uses Kolaghan's command, discard a card, and gets back Baleful Strix, says go. Now swings Brian's down to 4. This means he actually can't Snapcast into that Deluge if he finds it. Draw here is a basic swamp. It's not going to play.
Yeah, he just gets way fewer looks for the Deluge this way.
Yeah, I think so. But he still can't find it. He has a redraw with the Baleful Strix. He does have a 6th land, so he can snap the Ponder. And if he draws Deluge, he's still good.
Right.
Well, assuming Noah doesn't have Lightning Bolt. So here's Snapcaster Mage. Targets Ponder. Flashes it back. Top 3. Ponder, Brainstorm, and Snapcaster Mage. Those are misses. So shuffle, and he's hoping for exactly 1 card.
Yep. It's got to be Deluge.
Has Noah give it a cut. He's got the swamp. Is it a Deluge? Top card, it's a Ponder. That's not going to do it. Noah Walker, 2-0 with Grixis Delver. Team Grixis takes their first match loss to a Grixis deck. Fair enough. Noah's up 2-0. So that is 1 in the bank for Noah Walker, Syed, and Donegan. We're going to move over to Modern, where Syed is up a game. If he can win game 2, that'll take it home for his team. Playing against Steven Krysiak. Steven is playing Grixis Control against humans.
These sideboard games, they do get harder.
We have Tasso. Let's walk through here. We have Tassiger in play on Steven's side. He's thought scouring himself at the moment. This is Grixis Control, not Shadow, reminder you. On Zan's side, he's got a Thraben Inspector and then a Phantasmal Image. We'll see what that's set on in just a sec here.
For Zan's sake, you would hope it's Tassiger.
Well,
now it doesn't matter.
Now it's dead. It's terminated. Tassiger will swing in for 4.
Yeah, so it was Tassiger, and now it's gone.
Yeah, Zan hit down to 16. Gonna crack a Clue end step. And you see Steven's hand mostly empty. Zan, last time we had him on camera, was playing against Jeskai Control. He definitely struggled against an all-removal spell deck, which I assume Steven is playing now that we're post-sideboard.
So Zan does have this Thraben Inspector, but it looks like he has been ineffective at getting any damage through this game.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, he's worried about getting raced by Tassiger, which isn't really where you want to be.
Right.
Also, Steven's graveyard's pretty good. You look at what's left there. It's Terminate, Thought Scour, and 3 Lightning Bolts. Tassiger's live.
Yeah.
Here's Noble Hierarch from Zan. Just 1 card in Steven's hand, but Steven's winning the race, so fair enough. Swings in, exalts for 2, Steven down to 16. You know, Zan, once again, he's got those Krysiak malcontents in his hand again.
They figured to do some damage this game.
Yeah.
There's Cavernous Souls,
everything's
too.
a human. Take 3. Here's the malcontents. Steven down to 13. Yeah, unlike last game, Steven's not just a lock to draw a bunch of electrolyzes here.
It's kind of the opposite of lock, right? Did he register?
Yeah, I don't think he did. Last time we saw Zan against Jeskai earlier, that was just happening every turn from Ben Nikolic.
And this is something you see from some Grixis control players. We see 3 Kolaghan's command here. I've seen this with 4.
Yeah.
I like a 2-2 split with Electrolyze, and there's just no Electrolyzes here, and this is one of those matchups where it's really going to cost him.
Yeah, he does have an Is It Staticaster in the sideboard, which I assume comes in here. Humans has a lot of X1s.
Certainly. You'd like to have that in addition to Electrolyze.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So, Steven down to 12. Does Zan have anything more? Seemingly not. We'll go over to Steven's turn. Logic Knot the pickup. He has a fetch land. Well, he can use Logic Knot with Tasigur to clean up garbage in his graveyard for Tasigur,
Well,
but that's
the
about
Logic
it.
Knot remains.
Yeah, I guess that means he'll just get Logic Knot back. That's no good. You got to delve it to itself. Because that's definitely how that mechanic works.
Yeah, not quite.
Activates Creeping Tar, but Steven is just deciding to just race here. And I'm interested in the decision. You see he attacks for 7. He could either activate Tasigur for cards or just hit with Tar Pit.
He already has Thought Scour in his graveyard, so the Tasigur is going to miss.
So he's swinging. It's for 7. Zan's down to 8. My concerns with Zan at 15 exactly, then I think Steven's like 1 point short of really wanting to try to race here.
I'm very much on board with the attack with the Tar Pit.
Okay.
Hanging Tasigur back to try to block.
Sure.
That might have been better than the attack. Zan's crunching back for 4.
Yeah, he's going to draw off Horizon Canopy. He's trying to get a little more damage here. Maybe a Thalia's Lieutenant or another Krysiak Malcontents.
Yeah, the thing is, Zan is almost assuredly going to contribute more power to the battlefield.
Right.
And Steven is certainly not.
Right, so swing back's for 4. Right now it's not a 2-turn clock. We'll see if Zan can make it into 1.
Noah Walker offering some advice here. Good player to have on your shoulder.
Swing for 4, Steven down to 8. Champion of the Parish. 1 drop here from Zan. Another. And he'll cast Meddling Mage.
Yes, you kind of take your pick here, Anger of the Gods or Damnation. You can just chump block the Tasigur with the Hierarch next turn as a lot of other creatures, and there's 3 lightning bolts in the graveyard, so you don't want to name that one. I suppose Snapcaster Mage is actually the most likely relevant card that Steven could have. Snapcaster Mage isn't even game-winning, though. I think because of the relative impact of either Anger of Damnation over Snapcaster Mage, you probably just name one of those sweepers.
If you know, I guess in Grixis control, which one is in his deck even, he's going to name Snapcaster Mage with it, which that makes sense.
That's the high percentage play in terms of cards that Steven is likely to draw.
Yeah, he certainly is playing 4, and you know, naming those sweepers, while very good, is there's a guessing game on are you even naming a real card.
Yes.
Steven will fetch down to 7.
And with these creatures here, Steven likely on blocking duty with the Creeping Tar Pit. It's going to depend what he draws. Drawing a Cryptic Command or one of those sweepers is going to be the best thing he can draw.
Sure.
Sweeper is certainly more powerful than the Cryptic, but the Cryptic would do a lot.
This is still on Zan's end step. So he's kind of some talk with teammates here. Steven is not in a great spot, though. Looks like Zan will be able to, even if Steven leaves back a blocker. I don't know. Zan's going to be pushing damage. He has another Horizon Canopy in play as well, so looking for 2 cards next turn.
Steven really does need this draw step to be something good.
Yeah. Let's see what it gets. It's a Misty Rainforest.
That is not something good.
Yeah, I don't think I would call it that. And at this point, maybe Creeping Tar Pit's a blocker, as much as you hate to say it.
Yep. Yeah, I think it just has to be.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen, if he has a land to fetch, I would have liked to have seen Steven Fett play one of his lands here. He can activate Creeping Tar Pit and then activate Tasigur if he has a 7th mana. And I know Tasigur will still find a Thought Scour, which is not great, but he needs cards. I think I would have wanted to see that.
From 7, the 1 life is a real cost.
Yes. Well, here's Mantis Rider from Zan. Maybe none of this matters.
Yeah. It's looking like it.
Well, 2 blockers on Steven's side.
Yes.
The largest creatures would be both the 3 powers. So it's not actually enough damage. It's only 6 on the board. So Zan's just going to swing Mantis Rider and Exalt it. He'll put Steven to 3.
Yep, that attack's just his best attack, so that makes sense.
And there was no end-step Tasigur activation for Steven. He just drew his card. Is there some reason to not?
If you put Anger Damnation in your graveyard, which I know is unlikely, but
because Snapcaster's Meddling Mage, then you actually just lose the out?
you just won't be able to use them.
So I understand that argument. I actually do think that's actually kind of a mathematical fallacy.
Yeah, I'm on your side.
Yeah,
I just think that's why it happened. Oh, hey, what do you know? He Thought Scoured his opponent and drew Anger of the Gods.
This is one of those things where people do math incorrectly, and then they're going to do it. I mean, great. I'm glad he drew it. This is a great out. This makes me so upset. Okay.
I'm happy that you're upset.
The ordering of your cards, each turn you get to draw 1 card that is unknown. So it's not like by not milling yourself, you're not changing it, that fact.
Matthias, did you consider that he had a feeling? I don't know if you considered that he had a feeling.
Stop. Here's Reflector Mage from Zan. He might still be able to win from here, too. Plays Ancient Ziggurat and passes.
Creeping Tar Pit's lethal in 2 turns. Unfortunately, it's 1 point shy on this turn. Doesn't have to fade too many things with the Tar Pit line.
I mean, he's just going to go for it. He's going to put Zan down to 1. I mean, Reflector Mage is not lethal unless Zan draws Thalia's Lieutenant or Mantis Rider.
Can't do anything about the Mantis Rider.
Or Kessig Malcontents. That land's not going to do it. Well, maybe it is. Wait, that's a Horizon Canopy. We'll see what he gets here.
Ooh,
and another Mantis
wow.
Rider. Is it going to do it?
That's a Cavern of Souls.
You can't counter it. And that's it. Zan wins the game and the match. His Noah Walker, you see a big pat on the back from his teammate. One good top deck deserves another, and it is Walker, Syed, and Donegan picking up the win.